Welcome all. Myself, Mr. S.K. Kulkarni, Assistant Professor, Department of Civil Engineering, Walchand Institute of Technology, Solapur. I am here to have discussion with you on topic soil exploration. What are the learning outcomes of today's session? They are, at the end of the session, students will be able to describe soil exploration and its importance in the design of foundations. What is soil exploration? Dear friends, soil exploration is a methodology which consists of determining the profile of the soil deposits at the site, also taking the soil samples and determining the engineering properties of soils using laboratory tests as well as in situ testing methods. Okay, what is in situ testing method? Testing at site is called in situ testing. So, the soil exploration enables taking soil sample for laboratory as well as in situ testing method. Right here in the photograph you can see the result of soil exploration. Now there are different steps which are involved in soil exploration. Soil exploration usually involves test pits or soil borings, and detailed soil exploration consists of following. First, determining the need for and extent of geophysical exploration. This is the first requirement, that there should be need for the geophysical exploration. What for you are going to do the exploration? That should be clear. The next, preliminary location of each borehole or test pit. This is also important. Location of borehole. Then numbering of the boreholes or test pits. So you should give numbers to each borehole because there are number of boreholes or test pits. Then plan the depth of each borehole or test pit. So you should decide beforehand what should be the depth of borehole. Okay. Then methods and procedures for advancing the boreholes. So methodology which you are going to employ for taking boreholes. Then sampling instructions for at least first borehole. So you should give sampling instructions which will include number of samples and possible locations, etc. Then determining the need for and types of in situ tests. Right? This is also important. And requirements for groundwater observations. So these are also very important. So these are different details in soil exploration study required. Now here you can see the photograph of soil exploration. In the first photograph, auger boring is used for soil exploration, and in the second photograph you can see the details of soil exploration. Right? Heights of different layers in soil are obtained as a result of soil exploration. Now there are different methods of soil exploration. Broadly they can be classified as direct methods and indirect methods. In direct methods there are different methods such as trial pits or test pits, wash borings, rotary rigs, etc. In indirect methods there are different methods like geophysical exploration, electrical resistivity method, and so on. But today we will restrict our discussion to only direct methods. Okay, so let us see these three methods which are under direct methodology classification in more detail. So first is trial pits or test pits. A pit is dug by hand using shovels or with a machine such as a backhoe. In photograph you can see a test pit is dug with the help of backhoe. Right? Test pit is dug with the help of a backhoe. This test pit can be dug with the help of shovel also by using hand. Right? And this method gives excellent shallow depth soil stratigraphy. But it has got its own limitations, cannot be extended for more than 6 meter depth, remember. Okay, now what are the equipments used for taking these trial pits? These equipments are called augers, and augers will be there are two types of augers, hand augers or power augers. Hand augers are hand operated, remember, and power augers are mechanically driven or power driven. Now hand operated augers are used for smaller depths, less than 3 to 5 meter, and power driven augers are used for greater depths for up to from 60 to 70 meter, remember. Then the soil auger is advanced by rotating it while pressing it into the soil, remember. These augers, how they get advanced in soil? They are pressed from top. They have got sharp edges, right, at their other end, and also rough surfaces. So these are pressed in soil as well as rotated. Okay, simultaneously they are rotated, so they get advanced in soil and the pit is dug or borehole is dug in ground. Okay. Now the second method, wash boring. Wash boring. Remember, this is a simple and fast method for advancing holes in all types of soils. The resulting chopping and jetting action of the bit and water disintegrates the soil. So water is used here to disintegrate the soil, right? Advancement of bit becomes easier due to this disintegration of soil. This cutting is forced up to the ground surface in the form of soil water slurry through the annular space between the drill rod and casing. Okay, so here you can see the annular space is between drill rod and casing. So the water is allowed to pass. Water is allowed to pass through this pipe. Okay, and it helps to disintegrate soil at the tip, so that advancement of tip becomes easier, and slurry comes out after it gets mixed with soil. The water slurry comes out as in the way arrows are shown on the left and right hand side. Okay. Now water is pumped through a hollow rod that may or may not be equipped with a drill bit to remove soil from a borehole. The washings can be used to estimate the soil types. So this slurry which comes out is not much useful, but it can be used to decide about soil type. Okay. Then this water is forced under pressure, remember, through drill rod, which is alternatively raised and dropped and also rotated. This particular drill rod is alternatively raised and dropped and rotated, and disintegration of soil makes simple the advancement of this bit, and you get a borehole, right? So this is a method of direct method of soil getting soil pit, right? Now one more method is of rotary rigs. Remember, this is mechanical device, rotary rig, used to drill boreholes, extract soil samples and facilitate in situ tests. So rotary rigs are mechanical devices generally mounted on trucks, remember. So these will require more space, right? More accessibility will be required for this particular truck mounted instrument near your site. Drilling rigs can be massive structures housing equipment used to drill water wells, oil wells or natural gas extraction wells, or they can be small enough to be moved manually by one person, and such are called augers. Okay, so these can be mounted on truck, or they can be sometimes manually moved, also manually moved by one person using augers, right? And here you can see a photograph of rotary rig. Okay, rotary rig. It is mounted on a truck, and it is a mechanical device capable of getting borehole easily and to a larger depth. Useful in case of highly resistant strata. This is useful in highly resistant strata, and related to finding out the rock strata and also access the quality of rocks from cracks, fissures and joints. Can be conveniently used in all types of soils, sands and silts also, remember. Okay, so this is very important equipment. Now there is limitation, or there are certain guidelines given by IS specifications on number and depths of boreholes. Okay, and they are based on geological character of the ground, the importance of the structure, and the structural loads and availability of equipment. So let us see these guidelines. So for buildings having area less than 100 square meter, minimum 2 boreholes must be taken. For 250 square meter, minimum 3 boreholes. For 500 square meter, minimum 4. And for less than 1000 square meter, minimum 5 boreholes are required. So in this fashion, the number of boreholes are specified and must be taken according to this particular guideline. Okay. Now the boreholes also depend upon type of foundation. Okay, type of foundation, and minimum depth for shallow foundations is 5 meter or 1B to 3B, where B is the foundation width. Okay, and deep foundation 25 meter to 30 meter. If bedrock is encountered, drill 3 meter into it. Okay, for bridges 25 meter to 30 meter depth. If bedrock is encountered, again drill 3 meter into it. In this fashion, the guidelines are given on depth of boreholes also. Here are few questions for you, dear students. Let us stop a while here, answer these questions. So here are the answers. Answer to question number 1. For a proposed residential building to be built on a plot of 600 square meter, dash number of boreholes must be taken for soil investigation. So it is 5 number of boreholes. D is the correct answer. Power augers can be used for drilling soil up to dash meter 60 to 70 meter. This is the correct answer. Hope you have written correct answers. These are the references for today's session. Thank you.